Yo, top Billin. I feel like I have to come with a disclaimer every year around this time when I'm doing these championship games or some of these big games, and I act as the fight promoter, just trying to promote a good game and make sure people are educated on both sides. People always come with the, hey, damn, Cletus, he must be a fan of the other team or something, man. He said something good about them. It don't work that way. When you're in a championship game, you're in these high-level games, these opponents have stuff to offer as well. So while I do feel like it will be a tough task for Florida to beat Alabama, I still believe Florida is a very good team, a damn good team, and it offers a lot of stuff that could make it to where they could actually beat Alabama. Now, is it probable? No, not probable, but it's possible. You cannot overlook any team. Ask Florida with LSU. So you people talking about Florida needs to be humble and all this and that, that sounds funny because then when Alabama's playing Florida, you give them zero shot. Yeah, that makes no sense. So playing devil's advocate here, do not come up in this here talking that stuff. You're getting blocked. I'm just playing devil's advocate here. I'm going to paint both sides. I already did some stuff on Alabama. Let's do something on Florida. Now, people are saying that Florida has not faced a defense like Alabama's. I like Alabama's defense, no doubt about that, but it is not some type of elite level defense this year. It is a pretty good defense with a lot of talent on it or some really good talent on it, but they've already seen the defense just like that. Georgia's defense is as talented as Alabama's defense easily. As a matter of fact, I think if you went player for player, I would probably take Georgia's defense. They have been recruiting on the defensive side of the ball at a little bit higher clip than Alabama, whereas Alabama's been killing it on the offense. But don't get me wrong, Alabama is loaded on defense as well. It's just that Georgia was super loaded on defense. Now, obviously, I know the caveat being Georgia couldn't play offense that well, and Alabama probably has the best offense in the country, not named Florida. But the talent level on Georgia's defense, as you can see here, the 17th ranked defense in the country. Where is Alabama at? Alabama, the 27th ranked defense in the country. So just may there not be an apples to apples comparison right there. You can just see that Georgia is definitely in that realm. And not to mention, Florida also saw the 21st ranked defense, Texas A&M. These are two defenses ranked higher than Alabama. And I understand it's not a direct comparison. I don't got to do this with a caveat, especially with Alabama fans. But they still saw some very good defenses to me that can make it hard on both of those on Florida, and they still got the job done through the air, right? They're not a running team. So we don't have to talk about that. In a one-game scenario, anything's possible. Maybe throughout a season you need to be able to run the ball, but in a one-game scenario, I've seen stuff happen that you'd be like, damn, I didn't know that could happen because it's just one game. So Florida's ability to spread the rock all around, I think, makes up for their running game, or I think it could make up for their running game. They don't just focus on one target. They have a wealth of targets, and they work the quick game. So we can get into some of that right there, and I can show you what Florida's about in that fashion. Wait, real quick, because I know people are going to be in there because I saw somebody say it in the comment section. Texas A&M beat Florida because of Florida's lack of defense. The Florida offense was fine. Kyle Trask went for 4 touchdowns and no interceptions. They put up over 400 yards of offense, 38 points. Their problem was Texas A&M got in the groove in the second half running the ball, 205 rushing yards. And that is something that I think Alabama could absolutely dominate Florida with as well, because then they started controlling and limiting possessions. It felt as though Florida scored on nearly every single possession that it had except the last one when they were driving and it looked like they were going to score again, and they fumbled the ball, and that was the end of the game. So don't try that. Nope. Florida scored on them too, and as far as the Georgia game goes, Florida put up nearly 600 yards on Georgia's offense and 44 points. So, yes, I understand Georgia was offensively challenged, but hey, it is what it is. Those guys still have some 15-some-odd 5-stars on their team, and they were able to do that. So let's not pretend like Florida isn't playing football as well. All right, one more game. I can't stop, won't stop, right? Now, check this out on Alabama's schedule. Now, we're saying Alabama's playing very good defense, but look at the schedule. None of these teams are good offensive teams, right? None of them. None of them can be compared to Florida except one team, and that would be Ole Miss. Ole Miss scored 48 points against Alabama, and they put up a ton of yardage. a ton of yardage, and that's with an Ole Miss team that I don't think has the same type of personnel that Florida does. What they do have, though, is a very aggressive offense that can run the football, and they had Alabama on their heels doing that. But if we're trying to be fair about the situation, you cannot compare Florida's offense to Arkansas's, can't compare it to LSU's, can't compare it to Auburn's, Kentucky's, Tennessee's, Georgia's, especially Georgia at that particular point in time, Missouri, even Texas A&M, not that dope of an offense. So I don't understand why we're disrespecting Florida's offense. And I'm just talking about Florida's offense. I'm not talking about Florida's defense. I understand that particular point. We're just saying, like, if this becomes a shootout, can Alabama completely stop Florida? It remains to be seen because they have not seen a team like Florida with the type of offensive personnel that it has. All right, here's what I love about Florida. I believe everyone is in play as a target. First and foremost, you have one of the best quarterbacks in the entire country, and he can put the ball wherever it needs to be, accurate, makes quick decisions and everything like that. But the wealth of targets, everyone is in play. Think about this. When Kyle Pitts was out, Jacob Copeland stepped up, had big games. Even had guys behind him like Keon Zipperer step up and do some things there. But this is a team that has Kadarius Toney on it, one of the best players in all of college football, with Trayvon Grimes, a big 6'5" guy who could completely dominate a game if given the proper amount of targets. Got a 6'5" guy in Justin Shorter as well, former 5-star athletic guy. Like, come on, like what more do you want? And all the bats can catch out of the backfield. So not a running outfit, but definitely a premier passing outfit. And look, they can work nub side. So being able to have a 3-by-1 formation with a nub right here, obviously that nub being Kyle Pitts there, you can kind of dictate coverage. So now if you see right here, they counter with, if they're going man-to-man, they counter with a safety. It's not a safety on the field that can guard Kyle Pitts. There's not anyone on the field that can guard Pitts anyway, but you leave him a lot of room to work, even if it's bracketed coverage there against lesser personnel. And all of these guys are straight up freaks as well. So then you get these guys where they're able to work this quick screen game with bigger bodies and everything, like a Shorter and a Grimes. It's just really tough to deal with. It's really orchestrated to perfection, if you ask me. You see here, just kind of manufacture yardage without having to push the ball down the field. That can act as kind of a supplement to your run game. All right, right here working nub side again. And I want you to look at the type of coverage that a guy like Kyle Pitts would draw. So this time they're matching up in some type of zone, just for the simple fact that Pitts is the nub player over here, but he's across from their primary corner. But he's also being bracketed. So you got this right here. He has help over the top with Pitts. Obviously, Pitts not going to go deep all the time. He'll beat you just with the quick game and stuff like that. But what that does is they want to try to force your hand with personnel. So if you look at this from Alabama's standpoint, you can essentially say if they were running this, it would be Patrick Surtain here. That's a great matchup with Kyle Pitts. But then we move on here. Maybe somebody like a Malachi Moore. Right here, they're not doing this. This looks to be more like A&M's nickel package. So this would be linebacker, somebody like a Christian Harris or a Dylan Moses. Neither one of those guys can mess with a tight slot Kadarius Toney. If this is Malachi Moore, that's a good matchup. Malachi Moore versus Kadarius Toney is something that I definitely want to see. I'm still going to have to give the advantage to Kadarius Toney. He's just an older, slicker type guy like that. Malachi Moore, still a true freshman, even though he's going to be a superstar. Going to be one of the best in program history, but that's going to be a tough matchup for him. Then if you move this out here, they're usually countering these dime packages, or it would be Brian Branch or somebody that they bring out here. So like they're working with a bunch of safety types as well, and then got a Josh Jobe out here and Jordan Battle. You can say Daniel Wright and people like that. So they have some really good personnel, but the more space they're working in, I feel like Florida could have an advantage right here, forcing these guys to cover. So on this particular one, what I like about Trask is he's giving his guys a chance to go up and make plays. You got a kind of a post dig concept going right here. I believe a curl route right here backside. But he pushes the ball down the field. But the Kyle Trask of now, he probably is going to take what the defense gives him, and Kadarius Toney comes open right here, but as you can just see the aggressiveness of it and forcing people to cover downfield. He puts it up for his big 6'5" guy. Look, he almost comes up with this, right? True enough, he's throwing into double coverage like that, but he feels good about that because that's a 6'5" Trayvon Grimes going up there trying to get that. And we've seen him get that time and time again. But you can see here there's still options there. You got this linebacker trying to mess with Kadarius Toney here on this dig. Shit, look. He gets muscle relaxed, gets his jock shaking loose, and he's pretty much open right there. Trask could have hit him there, but he wanted to really go for it all here. And that aggressiveness, I think, has helped that offense this year. But just to show you there how your man Kyle Pitts pulls focus there. All right, speaking of, let me get to some Kadarius Toney right here. I feel like he's extremely underrated, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that he didn't really live up to expectations up until this season. But this season, he's exceeded expectations, and he's one of the best out there. So he's doing this kind of option route stuff from the inside right here. So this guy being oscillated in a tight slot, working to a 3-receiver side, no longer a nub. You have Kyle Pitts actually out here ISO to the boundary. And, of course, he's going to do his 1-2 thing and pull focus there. But they usually work these things just to get Kadarius Toney in space. As you can see right here, Dameon Pierce leaking out. Pitts going upfield here leaves a pretty nice vacation right here in the middle of the field. You get Kadarius Toney right here. He runs a jerk route right back to the inside. Muscle relaxes another guy on the inside here. I'm telling you, do not let Kadarius Toney continuously get ISO'd up with someone like a Dylan Moses or a Christian Harris. It's just unfair. It really is. But just look at this guy, man. He's so damn dynamic. And especially with the ball in his hands. Look at this. Oh, look at that. Come on. They can run these ad nauseum. They can really run these ad nauseum because they can play in that much space. See, look at that. Pulling focus right here, of course, Pitts. Kyle Trask doing a great job. Can't deal with the Trask in hand because right now he's holding the safety. Dameon Pierce on the leak out takes another defender, and look how much space is in the middle of the field for this man to hit this jerk route. Comes in, sits down, sells it. Look at that. Social distancing being practiced. I love it. Make sure you wear your mask, people. That man right there didn't have a mask on, so Kadarius Toney was like, I got to separate from this fool. Social distancing at his best. And, of course, he's nasty after the catch. So quick, so elusive, and so powerful. Hard to bring down. All right, 3x2. This time working a severe spread. You got numbers grips, and you got a tight slot here, Kadarius Toney, working against what looks to be a second-level player. But you see him working inside route here, and then kind of gets vert up the field. They have a little bit of a synergy going right there where they're able to work things on the fly as well. So Trask and Toney, muscle relaxed them, then got upfield. Toney went up and got it a little bit. Nice pocket there for him to climb up into. Feathers the clutch, gets it over the defender. It looks like it's might actually, I can't see the number there, so I'm not even going to try. So, boom, there you go. Another explosive play in the middle of the field. Been able to work the middle of the field with a very explosive player like Kadarius Toney, and with Pitts and with Grimes. They can all switch out and work each other's style and work different parts of the game. Can't forget about Justin Shorter as well. I think people totally forgot how much Kyle Pitts means to the red zone and their ability to finish. Remember, against LSU, they still put up almost 500-something yards passing. It's just that they got their finisher, a guy that pulls focus and everything, but he's a great finisher in his own right, and he's just tough to deal with. You get a guy like that who could go up and do some stuff like this, working against safeties or whomever. It's hard for people to deal with something like that. He can just go get it with the best of them. You got a guy 6'6". What are you going to do with that? Very tough to deal with. That's why he had so many damn touchdowns this year. He's just a 6'6" jumping bean in the red zone who has a quarterback who understands how to get him the ball there. Right? Nice route run right there. Arm over. Gets the leverage there. Trask puts it in the air. Goes and gets it. The ability to attack the edges with the backs out of the backfield. Florida specializes in this. And this is getting the ball to all quadrants of the field, which is the reason why I say that it would be great to have a run game, but the fact that they utilize all their personnel throughout the width of the field and definitely pushing the ball vertically as well that you got to be able to respect the passing game just like it's a running game. You got Kyle Pitts here. It's pretty much with an in-breaking route just to lessen this up, and this ends up having an outside linebacker or edge player having to be matched up with the running back here, and nobody's built like that. And all of their backs can catch the ball out of the backfield. Look at this. Easy. All right, same deal right here. Getting wheeled up the field. The back, Naquan Wright. Not sure if Naquan Wright is going to play, but he's super explosive with his hands. Like I said before, they have various backs that can work this type of stuff. And you see Georgia here, instead of being in pure man, they have a 3-deep shell. So it's something that Alabama plays out of a lot too. Alabama will switch his coverage up a lot. They don't just play man defense. They do play a ton of zone as well. So I think zone would actually work out in Florida's favor as well, just for the fact that Kyle Trask and these receivers understand zone spacing and where to be at. But you can see here, my man getting wheeled up the field. Explosive play. I know you would want a run play, no doubt about it. Everybody would want to be able to run. They're going to run. Remember when I said they have multiple people who can go up and get that thing? Your boy Trayvon Grimes doing a damn thing against Tyson Campbell right here. Look at this. Oh, another 6'5" cat. Him versus a Patrick Surtain, or Kyle Pitts versus Patrick Surtain. That's going to be worth its weight in gold to see there. Definitely can't wait to see it, but this guy can actually do some serious business in the air. All right, this next part is going to be all about Kyle Pitts. It's taken from content done yesterday, but I believe Florida fans didn't see this one as it was targeted to both New York Giants fans and Florida Gator fans, but it's apropos if you're talking about Florida's offense, because if this guy is there and healthy, I think he's a major problem. All right, here we go. All right, so I'm going to double up coverage here because I may have to use this multiple times. I have the Alabama-Florida game coming up here on the channel. I cover college football and specifically the SEC. I'm going to have to definitely get more content on that. So I was planning on doing something on Kyle Pitts anyway because he missed the last LSU game, and his presence, I think people are underestimating how much he could mean to a team and what he could do to Alabama's defense. So as far as that goes with the NFL draft as well, and as it relates to even a few of these teams that I cover or I will cover, specifically the Giants, I think that he could do wonders for a guy like Daniel Jones. Now check this guy out right here, man. You're talking about a guy that they move all around the formation. You can play him. I'm talking about literally he could be specifically your ex-receiver at 6'6", 235 pounds if you wanted to. He's that athletic. The guy's a jumping bean. He can high point the ball with the best of them. He's extremely creative even in his route running. He just has a legitimate knack for coming down with the ball in just about any type of situation, man. This kid is that great. But, of course, him being split out and being flexed off the line of scrimmage and everything like that, that comes with the caveat because I think he do his best work on the inside no matter what. You get him matched up on the inside, it's curtains. I don't think they built anybody in football that can handle this guy on the inside. But we can see right here, Georgia, I believe, playing man-on skill with a 3-deep coverage here. So he's running a wheel route, and he's matched up with one of the better inside cornerbacks that you'll see right here, nickel defenders, Tyreek Stevenson, and he completely abuses him, man. This is what you want. I'm not sure Alabama has anybody that can mess with this still. Who are you going? Malachi Moore. As good as Malachi Moore is, think about this, man. This guy is 6'6" and can go up and get it. Malachi Moore's smaller than Stevenson here. It's just tough to deal with. So if you're a guy like Daniel Jones, if you're the New York Jets or whomever, and you're able to get your hands on this guy, man, it's worth his weight in gold. I'm telling you, these are the type of guys right here that takes your quarterback to the next level. You want to throw away a guy like Daniel Jones without having a complete number one type weapon, a Travis Kelce, a George Kittle type? I don't know, man. 3-by-1 formation, my man is split off to the boundary, pretty much working front side here. He's the guy, the golden goose on this particular play, and he's going against a guy that's getting a ton of first-round buzz right here, former 5-star cornerback Tyson Campbell, matched up mano-a-mano. What can you do with this? And I've seen him do this time and time again against elite first-round type cornerbacks. So he went from a nickel defender, now you got this man matched up on a corner. Boom. What you going to do with that, man? Let's be for real here. Tyson Campbell's not in bad position. Right? Tyson Campbell does not understand how to track the ball. Of course, he's going against the grain instead of turning inward and then being able to track the ball just like he's a receiver. He turns the way that I hate for people to turn, because it's just hard for you to track the ball, look, and then get into flight with it, with your body's momentum going against himself. But hey, he's still almost there, and it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. You need guys like that who can just win at the moment of truth, the moment of impact scenario. This guy's going to win it. And as it pertains to Alabama, I'm sorry. If it's Patrick Surtain, maybe a guy like Patrick Surtain could be the kryptonite to that, but I doubt it, because when all else fails, the guy is 6'6". He's still 4 or 5 inches taller than you, and he still weighs more than you. He still outweighs you by 30-something pounds. This guy is a dynamic weapon of the utmost proportions. All right, you want to be cute, leave your overhang defender, let him fall off against your nickel defender here, or your safety actually. Watch this guy come in and sell and run a whip route. 6'6". I think I underestimated his weight too. We can get that to here in a little bit, but check out the agility from this guy. Oh, nope. Check this out right here. We'll give it even a closer rendition of it. Got him set it like his vert. Sell this, right, like it's going to be an in-breaking route like a slant. Look at the agility. That's the thing about somebody like him. You don't normally see guys like this running these kind of routes. I remember hearing Travis Kelce, and he would talk about the style of route running that they would allow him to do in Kansas City. He thinks separates himself because he runs routes that a lot of tight ends just don't. And this guy's doing this because he's a former receiver. So it's nothing for him to do it. So the impression, just look at the ability to bog down, transition, explode out of space. Come on. You can put him against anybody, man. If he's healthy and he's being targeted, he's just going to be a handful. I'm not saying that Alabama can't be his kryptonite, but at the very least, man, I got to see it. I just don't think anybody can stop him. But, of course, him alone won't win a game. However, he definitely won't help you lose the game. He's that damn good. All right. Back outside, this time going against J.C. Horn, one of the top 2 or 3 corners in the draft. It don't matter. Look at Kyle Pitts. Rhythm step, explode on him, give him half a man, come back. Look at him work back to the ball. Look at this strength right there to kind of shrug J.C. Horn off without it being pass interference. Look at this, right? J.C. Horn with the inside position. But listen, this guy is 245 pounds, I found out. And look at this, just subtly work back to the ball. That's all it takes. Got him. What? Come on, man. I got to see this, though, for sure. I want to see it against Patrick Surtain at least once. So a guy like Daniel Jones being able to do this, right, especially if they match personnel out here and they have to bring a linebacker or a safety out here. Check this guy out. Look at him moving space here. Look at the rhythm step. What tight end is doing this? Exploding off the ball right here. And look at him get him half a man, right? You don't want to stay squared up like that. You want to do just like you're running an arc, like you're an edge rusher. Give him half a man, not much surface area. That's why he has the hold right here, technically. Holding the jersey right there, shrugs that off, starts tracking. The rest is academic from there. This is your top 25 pick cornerback. Let's go. That's 2 first-round corners, right? All right, back up top here, working to the boundary. So not just talking about going vertically, getting it over people, or running some type of back shoulder fade, in-breaking route right here. Easy. Look at that. Who's doing that at that size? Come on, man. This is a guy you could pair with Evan Ingram, but to me, he makes a guy like Evan Ingram expendable. If I'm being honest right there, right? If you want to run 2 tight sets, but it's really unnecessary because look. Oh, my God. That is nasty, bro. Nasty. All right, we see him right here back working inline, flexed off here, running an out route. And you can see why I call this guy Checkmate, because no matter where you put him, checkmate. You want explosive gainers? Look at him get out of this. Work against zone coverage. Kyle Trask can't do it with a Trask in hand. Give yourself an explosive play right there, man. The guy can scoot. He can do it all, man. As far as the Alabama game goes, I'm not sure they built a man on God's green earth that can defend this guy. So he's going to be a major factor if he's healthy. I expect him to be healthy after being held out of a game that he should have played in and he could have played in. But that's neither here nor there. As far as the New York Giants go, this is definitely a weapon X that a guy like Daniel Jones, if he is still intact in uniform for the New York Giants, he's a guy that can help out tremendously. And this is how you judge a guy. Even a guy like Josh Allen at one particular point in time looked a little suspect, but the more weapons he has, you see what it is now. And Daniel Jones has a very similar skill set to that guy. So checkmate Kyle Pitts, man. Make sure you be on the lookout for this guy. I'll have plenty more on him. I'll have to recycle this coverage quite a few times leading up to the draft, all right? And that man probably going to go out there and do some work against Alabama. But it's the other side of the ball that'll be a deciding factor for the Florida Gators, and they have yet to prove that they can handle that. So, but we shall see. They got to play the Gators too, right? Your boy Murph, the Underground King. Peace.
What more can I say?
Top Billin.